Ever wonder why Mike Tyson sounded like an angry cobra when he threw those devastating hooks? Or why Floyd Mayweather never seemed to get tired after 12 rounds? Here's the truth. It's not just their conditioning, it's how they breathe. Today, we're breaking down every boxing breathing technique that separates champions from chumps. Let's dive in. Interval breath training, the stamina multiplier. Alright, starting with number 8, interval breath training. This is where you alternate between intense breath control and recovery periods, basically HIIT training for your lungs. Picture this, you're throwing rapid combinations for 30 seconds, breathing like a machine gun, short, sharp bursts. Then boom, recovery phase, deep controlled breaths for 15 seconds. This technique involves alternating between intense breath control and recovery periods, and it's absolutely brutal, but incredibly effective. Here's what's wild. Greater VO2 max levels contribute to improved cardiovascular endurance, which is essential for maintaining high performance in boxing. Your VO2 max is basically how much oxygen your body can use during intense activity. Elite endurance athletes often have VO2 max levels between 60 to 80 milliliters per kilogram per minute. The average person, about 35 to 40. The key here is progressive overload. Start with 20-second work periods, 20-second recovery. After 2 weeks, bump it to 30-10. Eventually, you're doing minute-long bursts with just 10 seconds of recovery. Your sparring partners won't know what hit them when you're still fresh in round 6 while they're sucking wind. Fun fact, many old-school trainers had fighters shadowbox to music with varying tempos, naturally creating interval training. The fast sections forced rapid breathing, while slower parts allowed recovery. This method combined rhythm, breathing, and movement into one fluid practice decades before sports science caught up. Don't forget to hit that like button and test out YouTube's new hype feature. Thanks for watching, now back to the video. Number 7 might sound too simple to work, but hear me out. The proper way to breathe correctly is to breathe only through your nose for both inhaling and exhaling. I know, it feels like breathing through a coffee straw at first, especially when you're throwing leather, but this technique is a game changer. Using your nose for breathing will filter the air, warm it, and humidify it. Your mouth can't do any of that. Plus, breathing through your nose slows down the number of times you breathe in a period, which means you're actually more efficient with your oxygen usage. It's like switching from a gas-guzzling truck to a hybrid. Same distance, way less fuel. Here's something trainers swear by. Even when I'm out of shape, I can still perform to nearly 60 to 70% of my performance when I was in shape, and I owe that all to nose breathing, according to one experienced coach. That's the difference between fading in round 3 and maintaining pace through 12. Eastern European boxing programs have emphasized nasal breathing for decades. Watch fighters from that region. Even during intense exchanges, they maintain disciplined breathing patterns with minimal mouth breathing. Meanwhile, their opponents often look completely winded. Pro tip, start practicing this while hitting the heavy bag at 50% intensity. Many trainers tell their fighters to go running with a mouthpiece and hitting the bag with a mouthpiece so that you're always used to breathing through the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece forces you to nose breathe, making it second nature. Coming in at number 6, fast breathing, but not what you think. This isn't hyperventilating like you just saw a ghost. The trick to fast breathing is to exhale as little air as possible. We're talking about rapid controlled micro breaths that match your punch output. Think about it like this. Every time you breathe in, you take a big deep breath, but every time you breathe out, it's a short, sharp, and shallow exhalation. Once you master this technique, you may find that for every breathe in moment, you can have 20 or even 30 breathe out moments. That's 30 strikes in one breath cycle. Try that without proper technique, and you'll be seeing stars by punch number 5. Watch any elite combination puncher, Manny Pacquiao for instance. Those famous 8-punch flurries? Each strike accompanied by the tiniest puff of air. The man could throw devastating combinations and still have energy for 12 full rounds. A perfectly balanced, well-coordinated, skilled puncher can throw powerful shots with little exhalation and little energy. Meanwhile, beginners empty their entire lung capacity on a single jab, wondering why they're exhausted after one round. Here's how to practice. Shadowbox while counting. 1 breath in, then throw singles while counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with tiny exhales. If you can't make it past 10, you're releasing too much air. Build up until you can throw 20 to 30 light punches on a single inhale. Your combination work will transform overnight. Number 5, belly breathing, or as the science nerds call it, diaphragmatic breathing. This method focuses on utilizing the diaphragm to optimize oxygen intake and enhance endurance levels. This isn't just some yoga nonsense. This is the foundation of knockout power. Practice by lying on your back, placing one hand on your belly and the other on your chest. Breathe in deeply through your nose, ensuring your belly rises more than your chest. If your chest is moving more than your belly, you're doing it wrong and robbing yourself of force generation. Here's the science. Diaphragmatic breath, or belly breathing, will strengthen the diaphragm, resulting in decreased oxygen demand, less effort and energy to breathe, and a slower breathing rate. Translation: you become a more efficient fighting machine. Heavyweight champions throughout history have been masters of this. Watch any power puncher. Their midsection expands before explosive movements. That's not just physicality, that's proper breathing technique, allowing maximum power transfer through the kinetic chain. Young fighters today miss this completely. They're all chest breathing, shoulders bouncing up and down like they're doing shrugs. No wonder they're exhausted by round 4. Your shoulders should barely move when you breathe. If someone can tell you're breathing from across the ring, you're telegraphing fatigue. Try this drill. Put a medicine ball on your stomach while lying down. Breathe in and try to push the ball toward the ceiling with just your breath. That's the feeling you want when you're in the ring. Master this and you'll notice your shots land heavier without extra effort. Number 4 brings us to box breathing, also called square breathing. Begin by inhaling deeply for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4. And hold your breath again for a count of 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, like a perfect square, hence the name, genius. Box breathing is an effective technique for relieving stress and elevating mood, and has even been shown to help with pain management. Navy SEALs use this technique before high-stress operations. If it's good enough for special forces, it's good enough for your boxing match. Watch elite fighters between rounds. Many implement this without even realizing it. While their corner gives instructions, they're in the zone, controlling their breath in measured patterns. That composed look isn't just confidence, it's physiological control. Studies have shown that breathwork reduces the activation of genes associated with inflammation and stress. We're literally talking about changing your body at a genetic level. You're not just calming down, you're reprogramming your stress response. Here's a killer application. Use it during mitt work breaks. Your coach calls time. You immediately go into box breathing mode. 30 seconds of this resets your system faster than 2 minutes of regular panting. Your heart rate drops dramatically, preparing you for the next explosive round. Start with 2-second intervals if 4 is too much. Work your way up. Some elite athletes can do 6 or even 8 count boxes. But remember, find your sweet spot. It's about control, not competition. Bronze medal position goes to recovery breathing. This method involves deep, gradual breaths to help clear lactic acid accumulating in muscles during exercise. This is your reset button between rounds, after hard sparring, or when your corner is reading you the riot act. Focus on slowing down your breathing rate, inhaling deeply through your nose and exhaling slowly through your mouth. We're talking full deliberate breaths, none of that shallow panting nonsense. Champions are made between rounds. Watch any elite fighter. They transform from warrior to Zen master on that stool. Deep nasal inhale for 5 seconds, brief hold, then controlled mouth exhale for 7 seconds. By the bell, they look fresher than their opponent did at the opening. Combine deep breathing with progressive muscle relaxation to further enhance your recovery process. Start from your head, work down to your toes. As you breathe out, consciously release tension from each muscle group. Historical note, the rope-a-dope wasn't just about making opponents punch themselves out. It was also about recovery breathing while in a defensive shell, conserving energy for late round attacks. That's not just ring IQ, that's respiratory strategy. The biggest mistake? Sitting on your stool gasping like a landed fish. You're just prolonging the oxygen debt. Controlled deliberate breaths. Proper recovery breathing does more for you than any amount of water splashing ever will. Runner-up position, rhythmic or cadence breathing. This technique involves syncing your breaths with your movements, inhaling during a step or a dodge, and exhaling sharply with each punch. This is where boxing becomes poetry in motion. For quick and explosive punches, opt for shorter exhalations that match the swift motion. For slower and more deliberate actions, extend the duration of your exhales to maintain control and balance. Your lungs become the metronome for your entire performance. Technical boxers are masters of this. Watch their footwork. Step, step, pivot, breathe, breathe, exhale. Their respiratory patterns match their movement patterns perfectly. That's why they look effortless while opponents look labored. The legendary trainer Cus D'Amato emphasized rhythm in all aspects of boxing, including breathing. His peekaboo style required specific breathing patterns that matched the bobbing and weaving movements. It programs your nervous system to breathe automatically with your movement. This essential skill is closely tied to the concept of boxing as a sport, emphasizing the physical and mental challenges it presents. When breathing matches rhythm, you enter flow state, that zone where time slows and you see everything coming. Practical method: use a metronome app at 120 beats per minute. Move on the beat, breathe on the beat. Step, step, breath, jab, cross, exhale. After consistent practice, your body internalizes the rhythm. This separates good boxers from great ones. And here it is, the heavyweight champion of breathing techniques, the sharp exhale on impact. The general rule of thumb is that boxers should exhale through the nose sharply every time they throw a punch. This isn't just important, it's everything. Exhaling sharply will tense your muscles, which are used when punching, including the core, allowing you to generate more force with them. We're talking about turning your entire body into a unified power system. No exhale, no power. It's that simple. That signature sound, that tss or esh when fighters punch, this is why you might notice some boxers go ah or eesh when they throw punches. They're not trying to intimidate you. They're maximizing power transfer from their feet through their core to their fist. The purpose of a short, sharp exhalation at the end of the technique is to grip the core and connect the punch to the body. Without this, you're just arm punching. With it, you're throwing shots with your entire body weight behind them. Every power puncher has their signature sound. The sound you should make sounds like you're telling your friend to be quiet, that shh, but explosive. Try throwing a punch while holding your breath. Now try with a sharp exhale. Feel that difference? That's 30 to 40% more impact right there. But here's the defensive application. You want your core to be tense when you get hit in the body. Same exhale when absorbing shots. Your midsection instantly becomes armor. Take a body shot on the inhale, you're folding faster than a lawn chair. The idea is to exhale through the nose sharply whenever you throw a punch, and to take in oxygen when you're not. Constant cycle. Exhale on offense, exhale on defense, inhale during movement and resets. If you take one thing from this video, every single elite boxer, from Jack Dempsey to Terrence Crawford, has mastered the sharp exhale. It's non-negotiable. Practice until it's automatic. Your power increases, endurance improves, and you'll eat shots better. This is literally the foundation of everything we've discussed. There you have it. Every boxing breathing technique explained like you're 10, but with the depth you need to actually use them. From the sharp exhale that makes your punches snap like firecrackers, to recovery breathing that'll have you fresh when everyone else is gasping. These aren't just techniques, they're your secret weapons. Remember, Mayweather didn't win 50 fights just because of his shoulder roll. He won because he could breathe better than everyone else in that ring. Master these 8 techniques and watch your game transform. Your lungs are your engine. It's time to give them the upgrade they deserve. If this helped you breathe easier about your boxing journey, smash that subscribe button and join the family. Until next time, keep your hands up and your breathing sharp.